Wait for it. Wait for it. Boom, look at that shot right there. Hello, guys, and welcome back. Now, today we're going to be looking at some of the top-tier German heavy tanks. There's a glorious shot right there by the E100. Now, these, oh my gosh, so many good HE shots right here. I cannot even speak right now because I'm so excited. But today we're going to be looking at the two top-tier German heavy tanks, the E100 and the MAUS. Now, both of these tanks are I'd say they're one of the best top-tier heavy tanks, just because of the raw armor, the raw power, the raw just basically everything that makes, these tanks German. Now, that was just a quick compilation of some good HE shots right here. Now we're going to be looking at a good E100 replay right here. Now, the E100 and MAUS, while they are both, German heavy tanks, and they share a lot of similarities, like lots and lots and lots of armor, they play quite differently. The E100 has a much higher top speed limit, I think at like 30 miles an hour, making it go really fast. But the main difference between this and the MAUS is the gun. This thing carries a 50mm, just basically howitzer gun that it drops like 600 damage per shot. With this, and the increased mobility, it provides a much more like a derpy play style, if I might say that. But the E100, definitely a fun tank to play. I'd say it takes a little bit less. A little less finesse than the MAUS. The MAUS is really good in some situations, but not so good in others. The E100, though, is just so much fun for just dropping, going around 30 miles an hour, dropping these 600 damage shells. And if you're lucky enough to get HE shells in, like I was in the last replay, you can go up to like 900 damage on average, which is absolutely insane for this tier. That's more than the standard, JZAG Panzer E100 shell. So for this one, it's a standard, standard capture the bases stuff. I'm going to poke around, hopefully try to get the IS, but no, I noticed that there's an IS-7 coming around the corner. Thankfully, I will be able to shoot him, and he'll be able to miss me. Now, you see me switching over the heat there because the entire IS was red, and that's probably the biggest downside of the E100 is its lack of penetration. But that's a minor thing considered, how much damage you can actually do. Since I didn't take anything in return, you can't really see how much IS does, but the IS will probably do around 400 to 500. This tank does around 600 to 700 damage per shell. I was going to wait and shoot him again, but he was gone. Now I'm going to push forward up with this JZAG Panzer. Oh, look at that shell right there into the ST1. Not STI, because that's something entirely different. But now I'm going to go capture this base right here. And with that kill on the top tier IS-7 and the one shot of an ST1, we are going to win this pretty handily. These things are looking good. As you can see, I dropped another huge shell into this IS-8. This tank is just so good. There's something about this tank that you can't get at any other top tier heavy tank, which is this massive alpha right there. That was taking a chance, that big bloom, that massive pineapple of a bloom. But when you land these shells, oh, it's so rewarding. You just do so much damage, and we're going to push forward right here, and there's a grill back there. Now, grills are one of this tank's favorite treats. No armor, dropping the HE shell, which is something that you need to do in this tank, because you need to be constantly switching up your ammo. And even if there's a tank that you cannot penetrate no matter what, just fire high explosive at it, because you'll do like 200, 300 damage, probably kill a couple crew members, and this tank is just amazing at that. Now the grill is probably not going to come out, so I'm going to push forward. Now something else that this tank loves, besides lightly armored German TDs, it is the butts of American tanks, and that patent right there, it's coming from. I go line it up for a shot, make sure the shot goes in, and boom, right there into the butt. 1,000 damage, sets him on fire too. This tank is just so. This tank is the best. It's lit, and it's a good tank. Now hopefully we're going to push up here, get a shot off on that grill right there. I probably still switched over to high explosive right there, but I just wanted to make sure that shot actually went and angled my armor away. And that's something you need to do in your high tier German tanks, is yes, you have massive amounts of just armor, but it's unangled. Like the IS-7. That thing doesn't have the most armor, but it has such great perceived armor just because it is so well angled. So these tanks, especially the MAUS, you have all this massive armor, but you have no angles. So you need to purposely be angling your turret away. You need to be angling your arm away, and that's 4,000 damage right there. Probably could have gone up a little bit higher if I shot high explosive, but it's a minor thing. And now we're going to be looking at the MAUS. Now the MAUS was the second tier 10 tank I ever got after the Jaegeru. But the MAUS is my favorite tier 10 tank at the moment right now, and I think I have a 60% win ratio on this tank, so it's my best performing and my favorite tank, just because of the fact it has massive amounts of armor. And if you can learn to drive this thing, I think it's the best tier 10 tank at this tier right now, because it's the only tier 10 tank there is. But this thing is a side-scraping master. Now the gun is kind of a letdown, but it does the job. And with the MAUS, you have to be so aggressive in it, because this thing is a breakthrough tank. You have massive amounts of armor. As you can see, I'm angling at my turret right here, just in case anyone pushes up. But this thing is a breakthrough tank. It has so much armor, so much. When people see a MAUS coming toward them, they freak out. Now, me and this object right here, we're going to do great work this game, but people freak out when they see this MAUS, because it's just a wall of red coming toward them, and they just have no idea what to do. Now, I can push up here and start putting shots off into that Conqueror right there, while watching out for the IS. Now, I'm pretty sure he's going to pop around the corner, so I'm going to try to angle my armor and try to, wait for him. And the Conqueror, I don't know how he flukes that shot going to the side of MAUS, but as you can see, this thing, it is so troll, especially in the sides. And more than just troll, it is so red. And shoot the MAUS, or MAUS shoots the Conqueror, so is the way of life. Now, I mean, this object, we're going to have to go push around, and we're going to take care of this IS-7. Now, IS-7s are kind of a scary thing, and I kind of messed up backing up to him, but as you can see, I'm going to fluke that shot, which is fine. You see how much red is on that tank, just because it's so well angled. But you arm up in the high explosive, I'm going to go give him a love tap, not high explosive, APCR, and be able to penetrate him, no problem at all. Now I'm going to back up here, because I kind of got myself into a sticky situation right here. But with this tank, you have so many hit points, you have so much armor, that it's okay to make a mistake. And I would say it's not even a mistake right now, because I pushed them so aggressively, they freaked out. They had no idea what to do, and it's causing confusion and terror in their team, which is what this tank is for. It's kind of hard to say, psychological warfare in a iPad game, but this thing is all psychological warfare. MAUS, it has the reputation, as being an unstoppable force, and you can use that to your advantage. Now, I fluked that shot right there, it's fine, whatever. But the main reason I included this game is just because of that aggressive push on those two tanks. And, with the MAUS, you have the hit points, you have the armor to be aggressive, and if you're not aggressive in this tank, you're just going to die, because this thing is so slow. But there's another shot right there, and the gun does its job. It does what guns are supposed to do. It shoots stuff. Which, it's totally fine. And here you can see the gun depression, which is actually pretty decent for a tank like this. That was a nice shot right there. I think it's like 8 degrees, and you can use that to your advantage. You can't really go, hold down. But this thing, it's a side-scraping master. It is so good, and I'm going to hopefully try to go get that E50 right there. And look at that. Turns out I do. Boom! 3 kills. It's something like 3,000 damage. I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, I hope you guys appreciated, the showcase of the top 2 German heavy tanks, which are some of my favorite tanks in the entire game. So I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day. My name's Dventrix, and I'll see you later.